Ahoy, salty dogs! Lenscap here. We're still Dave. Today we're playing StarMade. This is episode number 23. Let's hop up and go check out what all progress I've made between episodes, as is tradition. So I am not I'm not in the gravity of our queen bee right now. Now I am. Yeah. So let's see, what have I done here? So let's check this out really quick. This is way cool, guys. So I got the leg working. So here's the leg. I've got my activator in the bar there, number 2. When I click, it extends. When I click again, it retracts. Yeah. Simple mechanism. God, that was a pain in the ass to configure, though. It just did not want to work for me for whatever reason. And I really can't explain why, but it just really was a lot more headache than it should have been. I've had to redo the logic like 4 or 5 times just because it would get out of sync, or it doesn't. You can see right where my little circle is. There's a little bit of like overlap there. I don't know if this is going to come through on the video very well, but it's not like perfectly square. And that's what the problem is. I'm not sure if that's a bug or if that's working as intended or kind of what there. But it definitely is detrimental to my ship here. You can see it's not like exactly straight. And I had a block here. I really wanted one too. A block right here that's attached to the middle leg, but this kept getting caught on it. And here, I'll show you. Yeah. So you cannot build here, blocked by mid part. If we hit this, then that retracts the leg, right? We can put our block there. That's the block I want. But if I pull the leg back up, of course it's going to work while it's on camera. But you can see it's kind of clipping weird. That's not right. That's not what it should be doing. So, but if I remove that block, then it works flawlessly. And that's awesome. I did have to hide some things in the leg itself. Obviously, the mechanism that controls this joint is hidden within this side of the leg. You can see over here, basically, I have it mirrored. So I've got 2 working legs, 1 on either side. That's awesome. And I guess we have 4 working legs because the back ones don't move. So we are 2/3 of the way finished with the legs. Woohoo! The next thing for us to work on after legs, because we got to do the front leg still. Then we got to figure out doors for the hangar bays. And then we can fill her with ship systems and she'll be ready to fly. So in the last episode, I kind of noticed that thing about the jump drives, and on this ship, the mining rig, and I have since then, the mining hulk, and I have since then added about 60 more jump drives, so we now have the proper amount, and I don't know what kind of effect that's actually going to have on us, so I want to check that out with you guys. And we'll figure out what's going on. How is that block damaged? Maybe from the outside? I don't know. And there's a block missing completely there. Okay, well, that's fine. So let's hop in. I've already got the jump drive charged. Let's set our waypoint. We're going to Cartagena today. We're going back to Cartagena. I have a plan for our project. Plot path to current. I took a screenshot on accident. Whoops. Alright, so let's, where is it? Way up here. So let's jump and see how far we get. It was about 5 or 6 jumps before, so let's see what we get. Power failure is what we get. Are we still in range of the shop? We're not, but we can easily remedy this by adding more capacitors. So that's what we're going to have to do. I have enough power to charge the thing, but apparently not to use it. So before we go looking for capacitors at the shop, though, let's see if I have any on hand. None in there. 923. Okay, yeah. I took another screenshot. Okay, let's add some capacitors real quick. See if we can alleviate some strain on this bad boy. Let's see, where have we got room? We could put capacitors in this kind of area. I want to avoid that if I can. Can we put them up here in the front? Yeah, we can. This will work then. I wanted to build, you know, capacitors work better if they're touching each other, so that's why I want to put them in a place where they can all be touching. Let's set some symmetry so we only have to click half as many times. And we'll just go ahead and fill this area with capacitors whether we need it or not. May as well, right, if we've got the capacitors. And I'm not quite sure exactly how many we're going to need, but we're just going to fill up this area. Hopefully this will be enough. And last one. Okay. So now we're full of capacitors. We have, where's our power? 297,000 power. So that should be enough. Let's try this again. Looks like we need to charge our jump drive a little bit further. And ready, set, jump. Let's see how much closer it gets us. That's pretty far. I'm going to jump all the way there. Let's see what we come up with. All right, made it back to Cartagena. So, a few things. Where did I leave off? We jumped and made it here. The jump drives on this ship don't appear to actually send me any farther. It seems like they just charge faster. I may have to experiment with that a little bit further. It does make them charge about twice as fast. Maybe a little bit less than twice. But that's good. So, you know, faster charging jump drives. That's cool. I wish it would have sent me farther, honestly. I would rather jump farther than charge a little bit faster. I don't know if there's a way to alter that, but it seems like there is not. So we want to start on a new project today. And I have an idea. So we're having some issues with our ships, right? They're falling apart. This guy is in pretty rough shape. It works. Sure, it works. You know, but there's a big hole missing out of the side of it. I could repair it. I definitely could. And this is not a bad ship. I like this ship a lot. But it was our starter ship. And we're on episode, what is this, 23 by now. And we're still flying around in our first real ship that we built. Come on, guys. We can do way better than that. So let's do this. We need to build a new ship. We need to build a new one that's much bigger and better. And faster and smarter, stronger, all that jazz. So here's what we're going to do. I have some plans for this. I have a general idea of what I want. You guys know me. I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants. I don't really have any specific ideas, but I have a couple general ideas. So we want to build kind of like a pirate ship. I think we're going to give it some salvage cannons, sure, but it's primarily going to be a combat vessel. You know, the purpose is for raiding, and I want to take out some stations, man, and there's no way I can do it with the ships I have. My current combat ship, the Phalanx here, is just way too small. As we can attest to our previous combat engagements. So we want to build something much bigger. Now, I want to do like a pirate ship. Like a traditional feeling pirate ship, but I want to give it that Lenscap spin on it, right? So kind of cool looking, kind of funky, kind of sci-fi. Maybe we'll make it a little steampunky. That would be neat. I've got a cool idea for some logic-based engines. Now, of course, these are purely cosmetic engines that I've got planned, but I think they're going to look really cool, and they're going to have moving parts, and you know how I like my moving parts on stuff. So we're going to do that. I have a little bit of an idea for the shape, but nothing serious just yet. I'm not even sure what size it's going to be. But what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and spawn a ship core. We're just going to call this pirate ship for now. Let's hop into build mode and kind of... Okay, so that's our front. Let's hop into build mode. Let's put our gray hull on the bar. You know how we like to build. And let's determine a sense... Let's gain a sense of scale. So let's set some XZ symmetry going on. Let's see, how big do we want this thing? I want to drop this at least 2 so we can walk under it if we need to. I think I'm going to put the core in the bridge. There's no reason to hide it in the middle of the ship. So let's see. How long does it need to be? I want it to extend back from the core at least maybe 30 blocks, and maybe we'll make it go forward maybe 150. I don't know. I'm going to play around with scale. Let's see what we can come up with here. Okay, so that's a pretty decent size, at least to start off with. This is 150 blocks from end to end, and then 50 wide from one side to the other. So that's a pretty good start. We're trying to think pirate ship, right? So let's do that. Let's consider pirate ship shape. Now we definitely want it to feel more space than pirate ship, than like traditional like nautical pirate ship. So let's start kind of shaping this thing out. How tall do we want it to be? I'm thinking maybe, let's start back here. 20. Let's do at least 25. 3, 4, 25. I think that'll work. And then I want it to come in as well. Maybe like that. Maybe another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's about the scale I want, I think. So now I'm going to connect these two to give it kind of a bow, like a pirate ship bow kind of shape. And we're just doing our basic framing. You know how we do the same thing we did with the Queen Bee, where we're just making a, like a skeleton of it. Alright, so a little bit of progress. Excuse me. I want this to be angled, but I wanted to make sure that I like the view from the front of it first. I'm not sure that I do. I think I want this pulled in a little bit further. This is about a 4 block kind of whatever this drop is. Let's make it more than that. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, and then we'll make it 10 just to be even there. And that'll give us a little bit sharper of an angle. I think I'll like that more. So let's tear this down and then build it back up. This is a much bigger project than we've undertaken before, but I think it's gonna turn out pretty awesome once we're done with it. Okay, so, and then this is actually at least too long. So this is just framing, right? This is just framing. So now if we need to go out as many blocks as we did, let me frame this out real quick. It takes me a second to get the angles generally. Okay, so here's kind of the shape we ended up with for the front of it. I'm liking this shape. That's pretty cool. I gotta figure out something to do for the bow of it as well. Remember, we're trying to feel pirate ship. So the bow almost needs to come up a little bit higher than the rest of the ship. And actually, we can work with this. We could work with this. We could pull the body of the ship down maybe to about this height. And yeah, we could work with that. And maybe we'll just like do like 45 out. So one extra block each layer would give us a 45-degree angle like that. How does that feel? Yeah, that's definitely feeling a little bit more pirate ship-ish. Pirate ship-ish. Coining that term right now. That's mine. You can't use it. Okay. And then these maybe will... I don't know if this shape is going to continue the whole way. We definitely want to at least get the shape around so we can add in details and stuff. But for now, we'll just continue it. Oh, we can actually remove that entire row. And these extra blocks as well. Whoops. So there's that. So that's going to be kind of our shape, at least in the front. I like that pretty well. Now, a pirate ship would come to a point, but this is a spaceship. So it doesn't have to cut through the high seas. So it doesn't necessarily need to come to a point either. Let's pull this back a little bit too, even. I think that would be cool. Like that. How's that look from the front? And from the underneath? Yeah, I like that okay. We might start pulling it back sooner. What if we did, how's that? That's a little better. We could make it even a little bit more drastic with just a few alterations. That's a pretty solid cut there, though, Lenscap. I don't know. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good looking. And then, of course, we're going to do angles and stuff. Wedges and whatnot. Let's fill this in so it catches up with the rest of the ship. Oh, not there, my friend. Maybe we take out one more there. Okay, and what do we want to do for the top, though, right? We want to give it some shape, too. I don't want it to just be flat across. We could come in as well here. Kind of defeats the point of it being extended out at the front, though, if we pull it all the way in. Alright, so I added a little bit more interest to these parts around the front here. Kind of just angling it up, breaking up the shape so it doesn't look quite as flat. Rounding it out. You know, and I think it's doing a pretty good job. It's looking rounder, you know, it's still got the same kind of bow of a ship shape that I'm going for. So I like that. We might actually, this center part might need to even come out all the way. Let's try that. I wonder, let's take a look at that and see what it looks like. What if we extend it out to about there? And we can even just do like this to kind of get it the shape I want. Let's fill in these bits and see if we like this shape a little bit more. You know, we're just trying different things, experimenting with the shape of it. Yeah, that's good. It's a little flat on the bottom though now, so we may need to come and round that out some too. Which would make sense as well for a sailing vessel. They have a keel. So let's see, how can we round this out? We're already making the angle pretty shallow, so we could just come back and maybe like this, and then right here in the center down 3 blocks. How's that angle work for us? Yeah, that works great. That works fantastically. So now how are we going to do the angle in the front? Maybe we even just come all the way out to it like that. Okay, that works. And then we'll just follow this path backwards. And let's see, we'll need to come back at about, maybe about this point to there, like that. How do we feel about that? Yeah, I like that okay. That's not too bad. Alright, so that kind of gives us the shape of our ship. It definitely feels like a boat, which is good. That's what I was after. That's what I was aiming for. Boat-shaped. Ship shape. Yar har, me hearties. Alright, when I started this, I wasn't sure if these large ships were my thing, and I'm still not really sure if that's my thing, but it's definitely coming along. It took a lot of work to get here, but I think we're getting to somewhere I'm starting to like, which is way cool. I didn't expect to actually be any good at this, so I'm glad to find out that at least it's okay. So what have we got so far? Pretty much this is just maybe we'll do something off the nose like that later. Pretty much this is just gonna be this is just the armor around the front of the ship. We're gonna have basically we're gonna have a big armored section in the front like this. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you like the way that this is going. We're gonna have another big armored section around the back, and then we'll have not exposed systems, but like a less heavily armored part in the middle, as a stylistic choice. So it's gonna be, like I said, we're going for like a steampunk pirate ship kind of vibe for this build. So it's a little different than the other things I've done, like the bee and whatnot, but I think it's going to come out pretty well. You know, obviously we're very, very shallow into the building process. I'm doing gray first. I'm going to build in gray, probably at least for the first little bit, and then we'll replace it with color as we go. I might even go back and do color on this section once I've got the shape right. I'm still not 100% sold on this shape. I don't know how this is going to work, but I think it's doing alright. I think it's going to look okay once we get a little bit further into the design process. But it seems like it's, it seems like it's working for us, which is really all we can hope for here. Anyway, guys, let me know if you like the ship. Let me know if you like the idea for the new project. Leave a like if you like the episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay tuned.